హరే కృష్ణ. హరే కృష్ణ. ఏమండి? హరి బోల్. హరే కృష్ణ. ఎస్ ఐ కెన్ మేనేజ్. అది ఒకసారి నాకు భక్తి వైభవన భక్తి శాస్త్రి ఏ శ్లోకాస్ చేయమంటారో అది చెప్తే. ఇంకా భక్తి శాస్త్రి ఇంకొద్దా శ్లోకాలు రిసైటేషన్? Hare Krishna, Prabhuji and Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. My Prabhuji is uploading the slides so that we can have Bhakti Vaibhava recitation for the exam. Those who are writing for the exam. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Giriraj Prabhuji, can we start Mangalacharan prayers or you want to start and you are leave? Hari Bol.
Yeah, we'll do.
Your voice is very low. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, I'm just checking. Thank you, devotees, for waiting and coming online. Are you able to hear me now?
Yes, yes. Perfect.
Nice. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karati Vachalam Pangum Rangayadagarim Yatkripa Tamaham Vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanyam Ishwaram Om Pavitra Pavitro Va Sarvava Sangato Piva Yasmaret Pundarikaksham Sabhahyabhyantaram Sujihi Sri Vishnu Sri Vishnu Om Tad Vishnu Paramam Padam Sada Pashanti Suraya Diviva Chakshuratatam Sadviprasa Vipanyo Jagruham Sasamindate Vishnum Yat Paramam Padam Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Thank you very much, devotees, for regular readings and recitations. So now we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3. I'll share the screen. Canto 3, the status quo, chapter 14, text 27. That's where the message last week Lavanya put in the message in the group. So we will continue from there. Third canto, 14th chapter, 27th verse. 14th chapter entitled as Pregnancy of Diti in the Evening. Okay, so 27 verse. So before that, I wanted to share Bhakti Vaibhava related content. So this is the, let us start recitation of Bhagavatam of fourth canto. That's where we are supposed to write these exams. These are the verses, fourth canto, 22nd chapter. There are two verses, 13 and 47. Yatpada Pankaja, that is the verse. And 47th verse, Yair Idrishi Bhagavatu. Yes, Yair Idrishi Bhagavatu. Okay. And then 30th chapter, there is one verse, 33rd verse, Yavate Muyaya. Oh, Yavate Mayaya, sorry. Yavate Mayaya. And 431, 31 chapter, 2 verses, 14 and 19 verse, Yatataror and Dayaya Sarva. Yatataror and then Dayaya Sarva. So these are the 5 verses. Closed book exam 3 of fourth canto, that's we are supposed to write. Okay, so I want to recite, I want to read only translation for myself, and then I will share the screenshot, Lavanya. You can continue for recitation after the try loud of. Okay. So Yatpada Pankaja Palasa Vilasa Bhaktya Karmasyam Gratitam Udgratyanti Santaha Tadvan Narikta Matayo Yatayovi Ruddha Sroto Ganastam Aranam Bhaja Vasudevam. Haribol. The devotees who are always engaged in the service of the toes of the lotus feet of the Lord can very easily overcome hard-knotted desires for fruitive activities. Because this is very difficult, the non-devotees, the jnanis and yogis, although trying to stop the waves of sense gratification, cannot do so. Therefore, you are advised to engage in the devotional service of Krishna, the son of Vasudeva. Haribol. Okay, I will share this screenshot. Okay. So now we'll continue with our Bhagavatam readings. Narayanam namaskrutyam naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudire nashtapraya shabdreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavate uttama sloki bhaktir bodhine Shri Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya cha Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya namo namaha Namo Pankajanaabhaya, Namo Pankajamurline, Namo Pankajanetraya. Namaste Pankajanaabhaya. You are on laptop, Lavanya?
Yes.
Haribol?
Yes. Hare Krishna.
Okay, nice. So I will read some, and actually, I seriously, last few days, my body cycle changed. I need to rest, and tomorrow also I have a little service. So I will read some, and then over to you, Lavanya. You start call out names. You start call out names and continue your reading. So I will log off. Okay. I will read next 3 verses of this 14th chapter of third canto, and then I will go over to you. Okay. Translation and purport by Abhay Charana Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Although no one in the material world is equal to or greater than Lord Shiva, and although his unimpeachable character is followed by great souls to dismantle the mass of nescience, he nevertheless remains as if a devil to give salvation to all devotees of the Lord. Purport. Lord Shiva uncivilized devilish characteristics are never abominable because he teaches the sincere devotees of the Lord how to practice detachment from material enjoyment. He is called Mahadeva, or the greatest of all demigods. And no one is equal to or greater than him in the material world. He is almost equal with Lord Vishnu. Almost. There are some qualities, right? 55, then 60, then 64, like that. Although he always associates with Maya, Durga, he is above the reactionary stage of the three modes of material nature. And although he is in charge of devilish characters in the mode of ignorance, he is not affected by such association. Text 28. Translation. Unfortunate foolish persons, not knowing that he is engaged in his own self, laugh at him. Such foolish persons engage in maintaining the body which is eatable by dogs, with dresses, ornaments, garlands, and ointments. Purport. Lord Shiva never accepts any luxurious dress or garland or ornament or ointment, but those who are addicted to the decoration of the body, which is finally eatable by dogs, very luxuriously maintain it as the self. Such persons do not understand Lord Shiva, but they approach him for luxurious material comforts. There are two kinds of devotees of Lord Shiva. One class is the gross materialist, seeking only bodily comforts from Lord Shiva, and the other class desires to become one with him. They are mostly impersonalist and prefer to chant Shivoham, I am Shiva, or after liberation, I shall become one with Lord Shiva. In other words, the karmis and jnanis are generally devotees of the Lord Shiva. The karmis and jnanis are generally devotees of the Lord Shiva. Okay. But they do not properly understand his real purpose in life. Sometimes so-called devotees of Lord Shiva imitate him in using poisonous intoxicants. Lord Shiva once swallowed an ocean of poison, and thus his throat became blue. The imitation Shivas try to follow him by indulging in poisons, and thus they are ruined. The real purpose of Lord Shiva is to serve the soul of the soul, Lord Krishna. He desires he desires that all luxurious articles, such as nice garments, garlands, ornaments, and cosmetics, be given to Lord Krishna only because Krishna is the real enjoyer. He refuses to accept such luxurious items himself because they are only meant for Krishna. However, since they do not know this purpose of Lord Shiva, foolish persons either laugh at him or profitlessly try to imitate him. And I will read this one also, then over to you. Translation. Demigods like Brahma also follow the religious rites observed by him. He is the controller of the material energy, which causes the creation of the material world. He is great, and therefore his devilish characteristics are simply imitation. Purport. Lord Shiva is the husband of Durga, the controller of the material energy. Durga is personified material energy. And Lord Shiva, being her husband, is the controller of the material energy. He is also the incarnation of the mode of ignorance and one of the three deities representing the Supreme Lord. As his representative, Lord Shiva is identical with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is very great, and his renunciation of all material enjoyment is an ideal example of how one should be materially unattached. One should therefore follow in his footsteps and be unattached to matter, not imitate his uncommon acts like drinking poison. Ramandara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. I'm stop sharing screen. No, you can open the verse 30th verse. Okay, na? I'm sharing here in the group, in the Zoom chat. Be ready. లింక్ పెట్టినా జూమ్ చాట్ ఓపెన్ చేయండి.
Yes, just a second. 30, right?
నేను పెట్టిన, జస్ట్ క్లిక్ చేయి, లింక్ అంతే సరిపోతుంది. ఓకే, సో ఐఎమ్ మేకింగ్ పోస్ట్. ప్లీజ్ కంటిన్యూ ద కాల్. ఐఎమ్ గోనా send that Bhagavatam, Bhakti Bhagavatam verse, okay? The screenshot. Thank you so much, devotees. Please continue readings and recitations. I will follow recording for the sloka recitation. Dhanavad pranams. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Gurudev ki jai. The Gaur Hari Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Okay? Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Vani Mataji. Are you there? Hare Krishna. Yeah. Rashmi Mataji. Hare Krishna. Vani Mataji, Rashmi Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Mataji, Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavad Pranam.
Yeah,
Rashmi Mataji is on hearing mode, I guess. She put it in a message.
Okay. You want to read, Mataji?
Yeah, I can read.
Yeah. This 30th verse.
Yeah. Translation.
Small one. So I can
Maitreya.
read two Mataji. You can read 2 shlokas. Yeah.
Okay. Maitreya said, Diti was informed by her husband, but she was pressed by Cupid for sexual satisfaction. She caught hold of the clothing of the great Brahmana sage, just like a shameless public prostitute. Purport. The difference between a married wife and a public prostitute is that one is restrained in sex life by the rules and regulations of the scriptures, whereas the other is unrestricted in sex life and is conducted solely by the strong sex urge. Although very enlightened, Kashyapa, the great sage, became a victim of his prostitute wife. Such is a strong force of material energy.
Yeah, you can read this one also.
Yeah. Translation. Understanding his wife's purpose, he was obliged to perform the forbidden act, and thus, after offering his obeisances unto worshipable fate, he lay with her in a secluded place. Purport. It appears from the talks of Kashyapa with his wife that he was a worshipper of Lord Shiva, and although he knew that Lord Shiva would not be pleased with him for such a forbidden act, he was obliged to act by his wife's desire, and thus he offered his obeisances unto fate. He knew that the child born of such untimely sexual intercourse would certainly not be a good child, but could not protect himself because he was too obligated to his wife. In a similar case, however, when Thakura Haridasa was tempted by a public prostitute at the dead of the night, he avoided the allurement because of his perfection in Krishna consciousness. That is the difference between a Krishna conscious person and others. Kashyapa Muni was greatly learned and enlightened, and he knew all the rules and regulations of systematic life. Yet he failed to protect himself from the attack of sex desire. Thakura Haridasa was not born of a Brahmana family, nor was he himself a Brahmana. Yet he could protect himself from such an attack due to his being Krishna conscious. Thakura Haridasa used to chant the holy name of the Lord 300,000 times daily.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. Yeah, thank you, Mataji. Yeah, Saraswati Mataji. Are you able to read, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Just a second. Yeah, you can read.
Translation. Thereafter, the Brahmana took his bath in the water and controlled his speech by practicing trance, meditating on the eternal effulgence and chanting the holy Gayatri hymns within his mouth. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. As one has to take bath after using the toilet, so one has to wash himself with water after sexual intercourse, especially when at a forbidden time. Kashyapa Muni meditated on the impersonal Brahmajyoti by chanting the Gayatri mantra within his mouth. When a Vedic mantra is chanted within the mouth so that only the chanter can hear, the chanting is called japa. But when such mantras are chanted loudly, it is called kirtana. The Vedic hymn Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare can be chanted both softly to oneself or loudly. Therefore, it is called the Mahamantra or the Great Hymn. Kashyapa Muni appears to be an impersonalist, comparing his character with that of Thakura Haridasa as referred to above. It is clear that the personalist is stronger in sense control than the impersonalist. This is explained in Bhagavad Gita as Param Drishtva Nivartate. That is, one ceases to accept lower grade things when one is situated in a superior condition. One is supposed to be purified after taking bath and chanting Gayatri, but the Mahamantra is so powerful that one can chant loudly or softly in any condition, and he is protected from all the evils of material existence.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji.
Yeah, Deepa Mataji, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna,
Hare
Deepa
Mataji. Dandavat.
Pranam.
Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. O son of the Bharat family, Diti, after this, went nearer to her husband. Her face lowered because of her faulty action. She spoke as follows. Purport. When one is ashamed of an abominable action, one naturally becomes down-faced. Diti came to her senses after the abominable sexual intercourse with her husband. Such sexual intercourse is condemned as prostitution. In other words, sex life with one's wife is equal to prostitution if the regulations are not properly followed.
Yeah, you can read this one also.
Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The beautiful Diti said, My dear Brahmana, kindly see that my embryo is not killed by Lord Shiva, the Lord of all living entities, because of the great offense I have committed against him. Diti was conscious of her offense and was anxious to be excused by Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva has two popular names, Rudra and Ashutosha. He is very prone to anger as well as quickly pacified. Diti knew that because of his being quickly angered, he might spoil the pregnancy she had to unlawfully achieved. But because he was also Ashutosha, she implored her Brahmana husband to help her in pacifying Lord Shiva. Her husband was a great devotee of Lord Shiva. In other words, Lord Shiva might have been angry with Diti because she obliged her husband to transgress the law, but he would not refuse her husband's prayer. Therefore, the application for excuse was submitted through her husband. She prayed to Lord Shiva as follows. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Ashmi Mataji is in hearing mode. Okay, Kamya Mataji. Yeah. Kamya Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Yes,
Hare
yes.
Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Let me offer my obeisances unto the angry Lord Shiva, who is simultaneously the very ferocious great demigod and the fulfiller of all material desires. He is all auspicious and forgiving, but his anger can immediately move him to chastise. Purport. Diti prayed for the mercy of Lord Shiva very cleverly. She prayed, The Lord can cause me to cry, but if he likes, he can also stop my crying because he is Ashutosha. He is so great that if he likes, he can immediately destroy my pregnancy. But by his mercy, he can also fulfill my desire that my pregnancy not be spoiled. Because he is all auspicious, it is not difficult for him to excuse me from being punished, although he is now ready to punish me because I have moved his great anger. He appears like a man, but he is the Lord of all men. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Haribol, any Matajis left? Hare Krishna. Rashmi Mataji? I'll read this. Translation and purport by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. Let him be pleased with us, since he is my brother-in-law, the husband of my sister Sati. He is also the worshipable Lord of all women. He is the personality of all opulences and can show mercy towards women who are excused even by the uncivilized hunters. Purport. Lord Shiva is the husband of Sati, one of the sisters of Diti. Diti invoked the pleasure of her sister Sati so that Sati would request her husband to excuse her. Besides that, Lord Shiva is the worshipable Lord of all women. He is naturally very kind towards women, on whom even the uncivilized hunters also show their mercy. Since Lord Shiva is himself associated with women, he knows very well their defective nature, and he might not take very seriously Diti's unavoidable offense, which occurred due to her faulty nature. Every virgin girl is supposed to be a devotee of Lord Shiva. Diti remembered her childhood worship of Lord Shiva and begged his mercy. Yeah, Prabhuji's. Yeah. Raju Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. Tapan Prabhuji, Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Mataji, I will do in evening mode, Mataji.
Okay. Sapan Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandot Pranam.
Yeah, Dandavad Pranam Prabhuji. So only translation. You can read one more also. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Translation. Maitreya said, the great sage Kashyapa thus addressed his wife, who was trembling because of fear that her husband was offended. She understood that he had been dissuaded from his daily duties of offering evening prayers. Yet she desired the welfare of her children in the world.
Yes.
Translation. The learned Kashyapa said, because of your minds being polluted, because of defilement of the particular time, because of your negligence of my directions, and because of your being apathic to the demigods, everything was inauspicious. Purport. The conditions for having good progeny in society are that husband should be disciplined in religious and regulative principles, and wife should be faithful to the husband. In Bhagavad Gita 7.11, it is said that sexual intercourse, according to the religious principles, is a representation of Krishna consciousness. Before engaging in sexual intercourse, both the husband and wife must consider their mental condition, that particular time, the husband's direction and obedience to the demigods. According to Vedic society, there is a suitable auspicious time for sex life, which is called the time for Garbhadana. Diti neglected all the principles of scriptural injunction, and therefore, although she was very anxious for auspicious children, she was informed that her children would not be worthy to be sons of a Brahmana. There is a clear indication herein that a Brahmana's son is not always a Brahmana. Personalities like Ravana and Hiranyakashipu were actually born of Brahmanas, but they were not accepted as Brahmanas because their fathers did not follow the regulative principles for their birth. Such children are called demons or Rakshasas. There were only one or two Rakshasas in the previous ages due to negligence of the disciplinary methods. But during the age of Kali, there is no discipline in sex life. How then can one expect good children? Certainly, unwanted children cannot be a source of happiness in society. But through Krishna consciousness movement, they can be raised to the human standard by chanting the holy name of God. That is the unique contribution of Lord Chaitanya to human society. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Bol. Yeah. Lovish Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavad Pranam.
Yeah, Dandavad Pranam Prabhuji. Yeah.
Translation. O haughty one, you will have two contemptuous sons born of your condemned womb. Unlucky woman, they will cause constant lamentation to all the three worlds. But contemporary sons are born of the contempt form of their mother. In Bhagavad Gita 1.40, it is said that where there is deliberate negligence of the regulative principles of religious life, the women as a class become polluted, and as a result, there are unwanted children. This is especially true for boys. If the mother is not good, there cannot be good sons. The learned Kashyapa could foresee the character of the sons who would be born of the condemned womb of Didi. The womb was condemned because of the mother being too sexually inclined and thus transgressing all the laws and injunctions of the scripture. In the society where such women are predominant, one should not expect good children. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Yeah, Lalit Mohan Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Translation: they will kill poor, faultless living entities, torture women, and enrage the great souls. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Demoniac activities are predominant when innocent, faultless living entities are killed, women are tortured, and the great souls engaged in Krishna consciousness are enraged. In a demoniac society, innocent animals are killed to satisfy the tongue, and women are tortured by unnecessary sexual indulgence. Where there are women and meat, there must be liquor and sex indulgence. When these are prominent in society, by God's grace, one can expect a change in the social order by the Lord Himself or by His bona fide representative. Thank you, Mataji.
You can read one more, Prabhuji. It's small. Yeah. You can read, Prabhuji.
Yeah, okay, Mataji. Thank you. Translation: at that time, the Lord of the universe, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the well-wisher of all living entities, will descend and kill them, just as Indra smashes the mountains with his thunderbolts. Purport: as stated in Bhagavad Gita 4.8, the Lord descends as an incarnation to deliver the devotees and kill the miscreants. The Lord of the universe and of everything would appear to kill the sons of Diti because of their offending the devotees of the Lord. There are many agents of the Lord, such as Indra, Chandra, Varuna, and goddess Durga or Kali, who can chastise any formidable miscreants in the world. The example of mountains being smashed by thunderbolt is very appropriate. The mountain is considered the most strongly built body within the universe. Yet, it can be easily smashed by the arrangement of the Supreme Lord. The Supreme Personality of Godhead does not need to descend in order to kill any strongly built body. He comes down just for the sake of his devotees. Everyone is subject to the miseries offered by the material nature, but because the activities of miscreants such as killing innocent people and animals or torturing women are harmful to everyone and are therefore a source of pain for the devotees, the Lord comes down. He descends only to give relief to his ardent devotees. The killing of the miscreant by the Lord is also the mercy of the Lord towards the miscreant. Although apparently the Lord takes the side of a devotee. Since the Lord is absolute, there is no difference between his activities of killing the miscreants and favoring the devotees. Thank you so much, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Yeah. I will start again with Mataji's. Vani Mataji. Hare Krishna.
No, Mataji. Yeah. Translation: Diti said, it is very good that my sons will be magnanimously killed by the arms of the personality of Godhead with his Sudarshan weapon. O my husband, may they never be killed by the wrath of a Brahmana devotees. Purport: when Diti heard that that the great souls would be angered by the activities of her sons, she was very anxious. She thought that her sons might be killed by the wrath of the Brahmanas. The Lord does not appear when the Brahmanas become angry at someone, because the wrath of a Brahmana is sufficient in itself. He certainly appears, however, when his devotee simply becomes sorry. A devotee of the Lord never prays to the Lord to appear for the sake of the troubles the miscreants cause for him, and he never bothers him by asking for protection. Rather, the Lord is anxious to give protection to the devotees. Diti knew well that the killing of her sons by the Lord would also be his mercy, and therefore she says that the wheel and the arms of the Lord are magnanimous. If someone is killed by the wheel of the Lord and is thus fortunate enough to see the arms of the Lord, that is sufficient for his liberation. Such good fortune is not achieved even by the great sages.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Thank
I don't just wanted to stop you here.
Yes, yes.
See,
Prabhu.
actually here, oh my husband, may they never be killed by the wrath of the Brahmana devotees. Okay. So this is very, very important. Huh? See, mother is verily accepting that her kids can be killed by Lord. Okay. Generally, mothers will not accept even if it is killed by Lord. If their sons are even killed by the Lord, she will not accept. That's what mother is actually. But here, Diti is at least, very sane that she is accepting one thing and not at all very, very fearful of the other thing. What is that? Curse of a Brahmanas. Why it is so? In our society also, it is said actually, when a devotee behaves very badly, okay, he is always chastising others or he is always committing Vaishnava offenses. What is said of the devotee, So in the devotee circle, they are said that he is cursed to become a devotee. Okay. There's a concept of being cursed to become a devotee, being blessed to become a devotee. Being blessed to become a devotee means you will, this is your last life. You are blessed to become a devotee. The other concept is cursed to become a devotee. Why? That is the greatest of all the curses. If someone is cursed to become a devotee, what does it mean? His bad nature will not go, but he will get the association of devotees. So that what happens? He will do all the Vaishnava offenses, right? In the satsang or in the devotee circle. What will happen to him? Unimaginable. Even the life of Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha is still far better than the life of a person who is cursed to become a devotee. Okay. Now Diti knows this concept very perfectly. That's why she is feared that may they not be cursed by Brahmana devotees. Okay. So if we are cursed to become a devotee, that is the greatest of all the curses. You understand this, no? This concept of becoming cursed to become a devotee. Now we will be in the association of devotees, and we will always, do all the Vaishnava aparad inside that satsang. That's what happens if we are cursed to become a devotee by someone. Okay. On the opposite side, if you are blessed to become a devotee, what happens? You will get the blessings of all the devotees. Then what happens? In this very life, a moment itself, you will become a pure devotee of the Lord. So Diti is very, 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 very fearful of she should not be cursed by Brahmana devotees because Lord will not be pleased at all. But when Lord is not pleased at all, then it's gone. And if something, his devotee is not pleased, gone. So that's why, there are some devotees in our this circle also, in our, what you say, Krishna consciousness movement also, who are cursed to become devotees. Okay. So we should be very careful of them and we should not directly deal with them, even in our own circle. Thank you so much, Mataji. You can go ahead.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Yeah, Saraswati Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Translation: a person who is condemned by a Brahmana or is always fearful to other living entities is not favored either by those who are already in hell or by those in the species in which he is born. Purport. A practical example of a condemned species of life is the dog. Dogs are so condemned that they never show any sympathy to their contemporaries.
Can we one more Mataji? No.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, this one.
Translation: the learned Kashyapa said, Because of your lamentation, penitence, and proper deliberation, and also because of your unflinching faith in the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and your adoration for Lord Shiva and me, one of the sons, Prahalada, of your son Hiranyakashipu, will be an approved devotee of the Lord, and his fame will be broadcast equally with that of the Personality of Godhead. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, Deepa Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji.
మాతాజీ నన్ను పిలిచారా?
మీరు
Yes,
చదివారు
Mataji.
కదా?
Numbers. Yeah.
పనిమతి మీరు చదివారు కదా?
యా చదివాను మాతాజీ.
ఓకే ఓకే. యా దీప మాతాజీ మీరు చదవండి.
Yeah. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. In order to follow in his footsteps, saintly persons will try to emulate his character by practicing freedom from animosity, just as the purifying process rectify gold of inferior quality. Purport. Yoga practice, the process of purifying one's existential identity, is based mainly on self-control. Without self-control, one cannot practice freedom from animosity. In the conditional state, every living being is envious of another living being. But in the liberated state, there is an absence of animosity. Prahlad Maharaj was tortured by his father in so many ways. Yet, after death of his father, he prayed for his father's liberation by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He did not ask any benediction that he might have asked, but he prayed that his atheistic father might be liberated. He never cursed any of the persons who engaged in torturing him at the instigation of his father. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Kamya Mataji.
Hare Krishna, yes, Mataji. Translation by his grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Everyone will be pleased.
Sorry. Yes.
Everyone will be pleased with him because the personality of Godhead, the supreme controller of the universe, is always satisfied with a devotee who does not wish for anything beyond him. Purport. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is situated everywhere as the Super Soul, and he can dictate to anyone and everyone as he likes. The would-be grandson of Diti, who was predicted to be a great devotee, would be liked by everyone, even by the enemies of his father, because he would have no other vision besides the Supreme Personality of Godhead. A pure devotee of the Lord sees the presence of his worshipable Lord everywhere. The Lord reciprocates in such a way that all living entities in whom the Lord is dwelling as the Super Soul also like a pure devotee, because Lord is present in their hearts and can dictate to them to be friendly to his devotee. There are many instances in history wherein even the most ferocious animal became friendly to a pure devotee of the Lord. Hare Krishna, thank you.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Yeah. Translation and purport by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. The topmost devotee of the Lord will have expanded intelligence and expanded influence, and that will be greatest of the great souls. Due to mature devotional service, he will certainly be situated in transcendental ecstasy and will will enter the spiritual sky after quitting this material world. Purport. There are 3 stages of transcendental development in devotional service, which are technically called Sthayi Bhava, Anubhava, and Mahabhava. Continual perfect love of Godhead is called Sthayi Bhava, and when it is performed in a particular type of transcendental relationship, it is called Anubhava. But the stage of Mahabhava is visible among the personal pleasure potencies of the Lord. It is understood that grandson of Diti, namely Prahlad Maharaj, would constantly meditate on the Lord and reiterate his activities. Because he would constantly remain in meditation, he would easily transfer himself to the spiritual world after quitting this material body. Such meditation is still more conveniently performed by chanting and hearing the holy name of the Lord. This is especially recommended in this age of Kali. Yeah, Lovish Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. You can continue.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Translation. He will be virtuously qualified reservoir of all good qualities. He will be jolly and happy in others' happiness, distressed in other distress, and will have no enemies. He will be a destroyer of the lamentation of all the universes, like the pleasant moon after the summer sun. Prahlad Maharaj, the exemplary devotee of the Lord, had all the good qualities humanly possible. Although he was the emperor of this world, he was not profligate. Beginning from his childhood, he was the reservoir of all good qualities. Without enumerating those qualities, it is said here summarily that he was endowed with all good qualities. That is a sign of pure devotee. The most important characteristic of a pure devotee is that he is not lampata or vicious, and other quality is that he is always eager to mitigate the miseries of suffering humanity. The most obnoxious misery of living entity is his forgetful of Krishna. A pure devotee therefore always tries to evoke everyone's Krishna consciousness. This is the panacea for all miseries. Hare Krishna.
So what is Lampata Prabhuji? Haribol?
Mataji, as far as I know, Lampat is another name for Krishna, like he is very much unpredictable, something like that.
Google లో కూడా చూడండి మాతాజీ licentious.
Can you search Prabhuji?
Yes,
Anywhere?
Mataji.
Yeah. The characteristics of Prahlada, one is Lampata. Okay. Yeah.
Unprincipled in sexual matters అంటే మాతాజీ అంటే
Hmm.
క్యారెక్టర్లెస్ లేని టైప్
Yes. Okay.
unprincipled.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Saban Prabhuji, you can read now.
Yes, Mataji, correct. Translation. Your grandson will be able to see inside and outside the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whose wife is the beautiful goddess of fortune. The Lord can assume the form desired by the devotee, and his face is always beautifully decorated with earrings. Purport. It is predicted herewith that the grandson of Diti, Prahlad Maharaja, would not only see the personality of Godhead within himself by meditation, but would also be able to see him personally with his eyes. This direct vision is possible only for one who is highly elevated in Krishna consciousness, for the Lord is not possible to see with material eyes. The Supreme Personality of Godhead has multifarious eternal forms such as Krishna, Baladeva, Sankarshana, Aniruddha, Pradyumna, Vasudeva, Narayana, Rama, Narsimha, Varaha, and Vamana. And the devotee of the Lord knows that all those Vishnu forms. A pure devotee becomes attached to one of those eternal forms of the Lord, and the Lord is pleased to appear before him in the form desired. A devotee does not imagine something whimsical about the form of the Lord, nor does he ever think that Lord is impersonal and can assume a form desired by a non-devotee. The non-devotee has no idea of the form of the Lord, and thus he cannot think of any one of those above mentioned forms. But whenever a devotee sees the Lord, he sees him in a most beautifully decorated form, accompanied by his constant companion, the goddess of fortune, who is eternally beautiful. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, Lalit Mohan Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Mataji. So it is Maitreya Vacha. Now where we are? In which layer we are?
Maitreya and Vidura.
Yeah. So third layer it is. Okay. So first layer is Sutta Goswami and
Naimisharanya sages. Second one is
Saunakadrishi. Okay. Second one is Parikshit
Parikshit
and
Maharaj, Sukadeva Goswami.
oh, they are discussing about whom? Maitreya and
Maitreya and Vidura
Vidura.
conversation.
Okay, now it is third layer going on. So the sage Maitreya said, hearing that her grandson would be a great devotee and that her sons would be killed by Krishna, Diti was highly pleased in mind. Purport by His Divinity A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Diti was very aggrieved to learn that because of her untimely pregnancy, her sons would be demons and would fight with the Lord. But when she heard that her grandson would be a great devotee and that her two sons would be killed by the Lord, she was very satisfied. As the wife of a great sage and the daughter of a great Prajapati Daksha, she knew that being killed by a personality of Godhead is a great fortune. Since the Lord is absolute, his acts of violence and non-violence are both on the absolute platform. There is no difference in such acts of the Lord. Mundane violence and non-violence have nothing to do with the Lord's acts. A demon killed by him attains the same result as one who attains liberation after many, many births of penance and austerity. The word bhrisham is significant herein because it indicates that Diti was pleased beyond her expectations. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports of 3rd Canto, 14th chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Pregnancy of Diti in the Evening. Thank you so much, Mataji.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji. What we will do, Prabhuji, now? It's 8:52. Can we start Bhakti Vaibhava Sloka recitation?
Your wish, Mataji. Whatever you wish. Ask the devotees.
Everybody done, right? Rashmi Mataji hearing more, Raju Prabhuji hearing more. Yeah, everybody done, Prabhuji. So we will go to the shloka. Meanwhile, you want to explain, you can do, Prabhuji. Yeah.
No, Mataji, nothing. This is we are already in line. Na? Everyone knows na, where we are. The flow. Where is it going to? Till now, where we have come. Right? See, the canto is creation. Okay. How it has been created. Who is the creator? Who is the creator of this universe now? From now on? Brahma. Okay. So Brahma, after creating many people, he also creates Swayambhuva Manu. But the topic of discussion when the Swayambhuva Manu comes, Vidura will ask, hey, please explain me something about this personality. Swayambhuva Manu. Why? Because he is a pure devotee of the Lord. The moment the explanation of Manu comes, you know, what will Manu tell? Manu asks to Brahma. Manu asks Brahma, I'm sorry. First, Brahma asks to Manu to please progenate this world. Okay? To increase the population of this world. Then what will Manu ask to Brahma? Okay, I will do that, but I want you to retrieve this world from the Garbhodaka ocean. Then what happens? Svetavaraha comes, okay, and he will retrieve. And again Neelavaraha comes and he will put it in its place. And Neelavaraha will fight with whom? Hiranyaksha. Okay. Then the story goes to about the birth of Hiranyaksha. How in the first place the Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu takes place. That is because the wrong timing of Diti. Okay, wrong timing of approaching of Diti to Kashyapa Muni. That's how these two people have taken their birth on. Okay, so this is where we are. Everyone is in line with this now? Hare Krishna. At least 3rd canto.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Sometimes this eerie silence really it bothers me a lot.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
We will go ahead then.
Are you able to see the screen, Prabhuji? Hare Krishna?
Yes.
Yeah. You can start, Prabhuji.
Okay. So the context now is what? 422. 422 means Mataji, it is Prithu na? Okay, then what happens is the context is
Yes, Prithu Maharaj. Yes.
So this is 422. 22 means. So how will Prithu Maharaj come?
Vena.
Yeah, Vena and Anga Vena. Okay. And Anga is a son of. Okay. See, this is also now Swayambhavu Manu, na? He has two sons actually. After the third canto generally discusses about daughters of Swayambhavu Manu. Okay. Fourth canto will discuss about the sons of Swayambhavu Manu. So Swayambhavu Manu got two sons. Who are they? Uttanapada, Priyavrata. Okay. So this fourth canto completely discusses about Uttanapada's family lineage. So in the Uttanapada family lineage, there are many devotees who come, and one of them was Anga. Okay. Anga has got a very rude son in the name of Vena. But Vena's son again is Prithu, who is incarnation of the God himself. Okay, he's an Anga of God. So he's an incarnation of God. Prithu Maharaj. Now Prithu Maharaj will actually design this whole world which we are in right now. So that's why it has got named as Prithvi. Okay. So this world which we are living right now is actually designed initially by whom? Prithu Maharaj. Okay. And so 22, Mataji, 22 is like Kumara Samvad. Prithu Kumara Samvad. Where is it exactly?
I am not sure.
Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji.
Prithu and Kumaras.
Kumaras. Yeah.
So Kumaras will come and meet Prithu because they'll come to know that he's also an incarnation of Lord and devotee of Lord. That is not a question. So this is the context we understood, na? Prithu Maharaj, while ruling the world, Kumaras will come and meet him. That's where this discussion happens. Okay. So this what is say? This verse actually says about what happens when you are attached to the lotus feet of the Lord. Okay. In Bhagavatam, na, this theme gets repeated again and again. In every canto, at least 5 or 6 times, this theme gets repeated. Even the hardest of the knots, na, they will be removed once you are connected to the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. And it is not, and here it says that it is not even possible for those who are in Jnana and Karma Marga. Okay. Karma means yogis. The Jnanas and yogis, they cannot even think of this. But devotees can surpass that very easily. Why? Because they are attached to the lotus feet of the Lord. So that is what this shloka tells. So shall we start, Mataji, or will you do the synonyms and translation first?
You will regularly do synonyms, right, Prabhuji, so that we can understand. You can do the same way. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So then 3 devotees can do synonyms and 3 devotees with the translation. Okay. Then we will go with the shloka.
Yes, Prabhuji. I'll start with synonyms, Prabhuji.
Yeah, please, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Synonyms: Yat, whose; Pada, feet; Pankaja, lotus; Palasa, petals or toes; Vilasa, enjoyment; Bhaktya, by devotional service; Karma, fruitive activities; Asayam, desire; Gratitam, hard knot; ugratayanti, root out, santaha, devotees, tat, that, what, like, na, never, rikta matyaha, persons devoid of devotional service, yata, yatayaha, ever increasingly trying, api, even though, ruddha, stopped, srota, ganaha, the waves of sense enjoyment, tam, unto him, aranam, worthy to take shelter, bhaja, engage in devotional service, vasudevam, unto Krishna, the son of Vasudeva. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, two more devotees. Hare Krishna. Synonyms?
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yat Yat whose pada, feet, pankaja, lotus, palasa, petals of toes, vilasa, enjoyment, bhaktya, by devotional service, karma, repetitive activities, ashyam, desire, gratitam, hard knot, ugratayanti, root out, shanta, devotees, tat, that, what, like, na, never, rikta mataya, persons devoid of devotional service, yataya, even increasingly trying, api, even though, rudha, stopped, Srotagana, the waves of sense enjoyment, tam, unto him, aranam, worthy to take shelter, bhaja, engage in devotional service, Vasudevam, unto Krishna, the son of Vasudeva.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Any more devotees? Yeah, synonyms. Yat, whose,
Mataji.
pada. Yeah, chadran Mataji.
Yeah. Yet whose pada, feet, pankaja, lotus, palasa, petals or toes, vilasa, enjoyment, bhaktya, by devotional service, karma, repetitive activities, asayam, ashayam, desire, gratitam, hard knot, udgrantayanti, root out, shantaha, devotees, tad, that, what, like, na, never, rikta mataya, persons devoid of devotional service. Api, ruddha, stopped, Shrota Gana, the waves of sense enjoyment, tam, onto you, aranam, worthy to take shelter, bhaja, engage in devotional service, Vasudevam, unto Krishna, the son of Vasudeva.
Thank you, Mataji. Translation. Hare Krishna. Translation. Prabhu చదువుతారా?
మీరు చదవండి మాత నెక్స్ట్ చదువుతాను.
Translation. The devotees who are always engaged in the service of the toes of the Lord's lotus feet of the Lord can very easily overcome hard-knotted desires for fruitive activities. Because this is very difficult for the non-devotees, the jnanis and yogis, although trying to stop the waves of sense gratification, cannot do so. Therefore, you are advised to engage in the devotional service of Krishna, the son of Vasudeva. Hare Krishna. Yeah, you can read, Prabhuji.
The devotees who are always engaged in the service of the toes of the lotus feet of the Lord can very easily overcome hard-knotted desires for fruitive activities. Because this is very difficult, the non-devotees, the jnanis and yogis, although trying to stop the waves of sense gratification, cannot do so. Therefore, you are advised to engage in devotional service of Krishna, the son of Vasudeva.
Thank you, Prabhuji. One more devotee with translation so that Prabhuji can explain.
Can I read, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji.
The devotees who are always engaged in the service of the toes of the lotus feet of the Lord can very easily overcome hard-knotted desires for fruitive activities. Because this is very difficult, the non-devotees, the jnanis and yogis, although trying to stop the waves of sense gratification, cannot do so. Therefore, you are advised to engage in the devotional service of Krishna, the son of Vasudeva.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji. Lalit Mohan Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji. So, if people can please repeat after me. Every line 3 times, then 2 lines together 3 times, then whole shloka 3 times.
Any hard words, Prabhuji? Any hard words?
Udgratayanti. Yeah.
Udgratayanti.
Please repeat this word after me. Udgratayanti.
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 Yeah, please repeat this line after me. Yatpadapankajapala savilasa bhaktya. Yatpadapankajapala savilasa bhaktya. Yatpadapankajapala savilasa bhaktya. Karmaşayam gratikamudgratayanti santah. Karmasayam gratikamudgratayanti santah. Karmasayam gratikamudgratayanti santah. Tadvannariktamritayo yatayo viruddha.
Tadvannariktamatayo yatayo viruddha.
Tadvannariktamatayo yatayo viruddha.
Tadvannariktamatayo viruddha.
Tadvannariktamatayo yatayo viruddha.
Tadvannariktamatayo yatayo viruddha.
Shroto ganastamarnam bhaj vasudevam.
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 Okay, 2 lines together now. Yatpadapankajapala savilasa bhaktya. Karmasayam gratitamo gratayanti santaha.
Yatpadapankajapalasa vilasa bhaktya karmasayam gratitamo udgrayanti santaha.
Yatpadapankajapala savilasa bhaktya. Karmasayam gratitamo gratayanti santaha.
Yatpadapankajapalasa vilasa bhaktya karmasayam udgrayanti santaha.
Yatpadapankajapala savilasa bhaktya. Karmasayam gratitamo gratayanti santaha.
Yatpadapankajapalasa vilasa bhaktya karmasayam gratitam udgrayanti santaha.
Tadvannariktamatayo yatayo viruddha.
तद्वन्नरिक्तमतयो यतयो विरुद्धा
Two lines together. I'm sorry. Tadvannariktamatayo yatayo viruddha sroto ganastamaranam bhajavasudevam.
तद्वन्नरिक्तमतयो यतयो विरुद्धा स्रोतो गणास्तमरणं भज वासुदेवम्
Bhajavasudevam.
Tadvannariktamatayo yatayo viruddha sroto ganastamaranam bhajavasudevam.
तद्वन्नरिक्तमतयो यतयो विरुद्धा स्रोतो गणास्तमरणं भज वासुदेवम्
Bhajavasudevam.
Tadvannariktamatayo yatayo viruddha sroto ganastamaranam bhajavasudevam.
तद्वन्नरिक्तमतयो यतयो विरुद्धा स्रोतो गणास्तमरणं भज वासुदेवम्
Bhajavasudevam.
All the four lines together, I will just do only once. Then you can practice yourself. My kid is crying actually. So I'll just leave after doing it once. You can do it. Yat pada pankaj pala savilasa bhaktya karmashayam gratitamu gratayanti santah tadvannariktamatayo yatayo piruddha sroto ganastamaranam bhajavasudevam. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Mataji, you can lead them now.
Try cheyna.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Mataji. Yep. You can take care, Prabhuji. Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, Mataji,
Yes.
chant.
Yes. यत्पादपङ्कजपलासविलासभक्त्या कर्माशयं गृहीतम् उत्खनयन्ति शान्ता तत्त्वन्नरिक्तमतयो यतयोऽपि रुद्धा श्रोतो गणस्तमरणं भज वासुदेवम्.
Mataji, can I recite, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji.
यत्पादपङ्कजपलाशविलासभक्त्या कर्माशयं ग्रहीतम् उद्ग्रतयन्ति सन्तः तद्वन्नरिक्तमतयो यतयोऽपि रुद्धा स्रोतो गणास्तमरणं भज वासुदेवम्. Thank you, Mataji.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. Anybody? Report?
Mataji, I can try.
Yes, Prabhu.
यत्पादपङ्कजपलासविलासभक्त्या कर्माशयं ग्रथितम् उत्क्रयन्ति सन्तः तद्वन्नरिक्तमतयो यतयोऽपि रुद्धा स्रोतो गणास्तमरणं भज वासुदेवम्.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Haribol? Anybody?
Yes,
Mataji, I can do.
Yes, Mataji. Akinjan Prabhuji, you can do next.
Yeah, no.
यत्पादपङ्कजपलासविलासभक्त्या कर्माशयं ग्रथितमुद्ग्रथयन्ति सन्तः तद्वन्नरिक्तमतयो यतयोऽपि रुद्धा श्रोतो गणास्तमरणं भज वासुदेवम्. हरे
Thank
कृष्ण.
you, Mataji. Akinjan Prabhuji? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. यत्पादपङ्कजपलासविलासभक्त्या कर्माशयं ग्रथितम् उद्ग्रतायन्ति सन्ता तद्वानरिक्तयोतयो यतयोऽपि रुद्धा स्रोतो गणास्तमरणं भज वासुदेवम्.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah.
Hare
Anybody?
Krishna, Mataji. That's right.
You can. Yes, Mataji.
यत्पादपङ्कजपलासविलासभक्त्या कर्माशयं ग्रथितम् उद्ग्रथयन्ति सन्तः तद्वन्नरिक्तमतयो यतयोऽपि रुद्धा श्रोतो गणास्तमरणं भज वासुदेवम्.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Murlidhar Prabhuji?
హరే కృష్ణ మాతాజీ.
Try chestara Prabhuji?
చూస్తాం మాతాజీ.
Yes.
యత్పాద పంకజ ఫలా శవిలాస భక్త్యా కర్మాశయం గ్రథితం ఉద్గ్రతయాంతి సంత తద్యన్న రిక్తమతయో యతయోపి రుద్ధ శ్రోతో గణమరణం భజ వాసుదేవం.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Yeah.
Thank you, Mataji.
Srimad Bhagavatam 4.22.39. Yatpada pankaja palasha vilasa bhaktya karmashayam gratitamudgratayanti santa tatvanariktamatayo yatayo piruddha shoto ganastamaranam bhajavasudevam. Anybody left Mataji's and Prabhuji's? Yeah. Rashmi Mataji, you are still on hearing mode or you want to recite? Yeah, Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhujis and Matajis, for joining today's reading and recitation call. Thank you so much. Panchakalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Anantakoti Vaishnavriddhi ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Prabhupada Transcendental Book Reading ki jai. Srila Prabhupada Transcendental Book Distribution ki jai. Granda Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Bhakti Vaibhava Shlokas ki jai. All glories to assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. Yeah. Thank you, Matajis and Prabhujis. Stop.
లవణ్య మాతాజీ నేను మీకు కాల్ చేయవచ్చా ఇప్పుడు 2 minutes లో?
Yes, Prabhuji.
ఓకే మాతాజీ, థ్యాంక్ యూ.
Thank you, Mataji. Dandavat Pranam.
Thank you, Matajis. Thank you, Prabhujis and Matajis.